right, everyone, welcome back to Indie Speaks TV. If you are new today, welcome. And if you are old, thank you so much for always sticking with us. Today we have an awesome guest. But before I start, you know the deal. Check us out. If you haven't liked this, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and make sure that you share. It helps everyone. Check out our new store, medicalcollectibles.com. There's awesome stuff there. You can shop directly from YouTube. You can go to the website and shop however you want. It's for everyone. We got you covered. So before I start rambling on, let me bring our guest in. Her name is Toyosi. So go ahead, Toyosi, introduce yourself to the people. Let them know you.
All right. Hello, my name is Toyosi 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤𝐞. I'm working as a certified medical assistant with peds specifically. I am hoping to further my career in the healthcare field as a medical provider in the future.
Hi, yeah. Oh my goodness, that is so awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Toyosi.
You're welcome.
One thing I think I've said it so much in this channel. People that watch my videos, they probably already know that I never used to like peds. Never. When I became a nurse practitioner was when my first job was with was in pediatrics, and I was just
Mm.
boom thrown in. I was in shock. Like what is
In shock.
here? What is going on? I never thought I'll be here, but now I'm here. So yeah, and I know you too. I think was this your first time working with kids? Working with
Yes,
kids in your
yes, it is. When I first started, I was put in the adult family medicine, but after a while, I was kind of like just taken abruptly upstairs. The medical provider and the
Mhm.
medical assistant there. They said they liked me. They would like for me to work there, and I said okay. But I wasn't expecting it so fast. It was like the second month I was working there, just
What's not to like? What is there not to like? All right. So the thing about TUC is that you studied microbiology. You have your bachelor's in biological sciences. So please tell us about that. Why did you choose microbiology?
So I chose biological sciences specifically because I knew I wanted to further my career in education in medicine. So before I went to college, I had always dreamed about being a medical provider, a doctor, basically. Um, so as I was applying to different colleges, I had to choose one that had a strong biological science or pre-med track, right? So I ended up choosing the university that I went to, that is University of Maryland, Baltimore County. And I was on their pre-med track, more specifically the biological sciences track. I enjoy the sciences. I love, the genetics, chemistry, the science field in general. I just really love it. I think it makes sense. I think the concepts are, easy to grasp. Even though I wasn't the best student, I was still it was still something that I did because it was my passion. And I knew I wanted to use these concepts, in the future to help other people. Um, so that's why I chose biological sciences. I love my science field. And then towards the end of my college experience, I ended up adding a chemistry minor as well,
Hmm.
just so I can have more knowledge in the chemistry field. And so while I was in UMBC, I was also doing some labs, biology labs, microbiology labs, um, with courses, yeah, as well. And I really enjoyed all of them.
Oh wow, that's awesome. So that was just like a stepping stone to where you finally want to end up at.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it is.
So did you work as a biological scientist? Like how are you guys called?
So, when you mean like in
Like
college,
using
how?
the degree, like when you finish, did you
Oh,
like what kind
so
of like what are you called?
that's funny because when I before I finished, um, I was hoping to go straight into med school, right? So I wasn't really thinking about how I was going to use my degree after college because I was thinking just college and then medical school. But then, life happened. I realized, you know what? I need to prepare myself better. I need to solidify my foundation before I enter this next challenging part of, my journey. And so I took some time. I was in a Christian organization there, so I prayed with a couple of people. I took advice from people who were on the same path as me. They advised me to, take some time off to really review, what I want to do. And so after I did that, I realized I wanted to really explore healthcare before I continue my life as a student. You know what I mean? Because it was just student, 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 student. I didn't really take time to actually explore the field that I want to go into. And so it actually made sense to me. And I said, you know what, this is true. I can't just jump right in and then if after med school and I end up not liking healthcare, it's gonna be such a waste. But I still knew deep down like I was gonna love it anyway. So after college, I tried to apply as a medical scribe, just anything that would get me into the core of healthcare field. I ended up working, no, well, not working, I ended up volunteering at St. Agnes. Oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't say that. Say the name. That's okay? Oh, okay. I ended up volunteering at St. Agnes Hospital near UMBC. And I just loved the experience that I had in the emergency room. I saw the teamwork that the healthcare providers and the nurses had. I saw the different, parts, each department, how they were working together to save a life. And I was so inspired by that. And I said, you know what? I need to delve deeper into this. So that was just like the tip of the iceberg. In regards to what we're called, right after you graduate with a biological science major, you're not really called anything until you get into a specific field. So 2021, I graduated and I got an opportunity to work at a pharmaceutical company in biotech. So I already had, previous biological science, experience working with cells and working with like in my chemistry minor, I was already, making chemical solutions, buffers and things like that. Wow. So when I got this opportunity to work for this biotech company, I was already bringing knowledge in, some background knowledge in. So it wasn't difficult for me to kind of integrate myself into the culture. However, as I was there for like almost a year. I started realizing, this part of healthcare, although what we're doing is good, it was in the midst of COVID-19. We were making the vaccines, for people. It was good. I was helping people. We were helping people, but it still wasn't what I wanted. This wasn't something that I could see myself doing for a long time. Yeah, it wasn't my passion, but I still felt pride in it because, it was still helping people, and I was able to educate people, being, I guess, in the forefront of the vaccines and, kind of seeing how the process goes. I was able to educate people outside, like, it's the vaccine is not something dangerous, these things that these healthcare providers are making for you, is to help people, is to help to serve the public health. So while I was working there, I was called a manufacturing associate because we were manufacturing, vaccines. So I guess that's a title. But yeah, that. That's how I got to. That was a long response.
No, I loved it. I loved it because you broke it down in the different stages for me. And that's like it helps people to kind of understand where you came from and how everything unfolded. So that was awesome. I have like newfound admiration for you, honestly. Yes. Yes, I admire
It
that.
wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy because along the way, it's important to keep your goal in front of you. So along the way, you kind of start feeling like, am I on the right track? You know, you ask yourself a lot of questions. You know, am I really on the right track? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? But I think I'm on the right track, I would say confidently now.
And that's important because I also was talking, I recently interviewed someone that became a nurse anesthetist and was on the path of becoming a medical doctor. And it was, through this, because like almost the same thing, working, I think he also went to University of Maryland. So just going through meeting a cardiologist and talking to them, and that's how he like changed its path into something that he really, really loved. Because there's a difference between just doing a job and doing something that you're really passionate about. Even the days
Yes.
you're stressed out, even the worst
Mhm.
of your days, at the end of the day is something that you love. So it makes
Yes.
it better, you know?
Hmm.
So that's, yeah, I completely understand that. So now you are a medical assistant, right?
Yes.
So far, how is that experience for you?
Well, one thing that you said like a couple of seconds ago is, you know, even amidst the stress and the hard days and the long days and long nights, you still, you know, at the end of the day, you sit back and you're happy, you're content that, you know, you're doing what you love. You know, you're doing your passion, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um, so this job so far has been an eye opener, I would say. This was what I'd been hoping for and just praying for since I was in college, since I said I wanted to do pre med, you know. I was hoping to get into healthcare, like at the center of it, see how the medical professions work, and then look back at my own self and see, is this something that I want to do? Is this something that I can do? Is this something I'm supposed to do? You know? So every day that I do this job, um I take a step back and I how do you say this? Like,
reevaluate, like,
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. And then after that, I look at my future again and I say, okay, I think I am on the right path, you know? Um, so this experience working as a certified medical assistant, the way the opportunity came once again was, I don't know, I would say it was God's timing, you know, because I was still working at my previous job as a manufacturing associate, but I wasn't feeling, like I said before, completely into it. You know, I wasn't 100% into that job. um, my heart was still in medicine. My heart was still in family medicine, you know, actually practicing. So while I was working as a manufacturing associate, I actually started studying for the medical assistant certification. While I was working full time, I was going to classes on the weekends and I was studying because I wanted to take the exam once and get it over with and then move on to the next journey. Um, so the last month that I was working as a manufacturing associate, and my last day, I got an offer from my current job, right?
Oh my
It
God.
was the same day. I was so happy. I
Oh
was so
my
happy.
God. Talk
And
about God.
it was just the perfect timing. So I didn't have to worry about, oh no, you know, what am I gonna work as next? You know, what am I gonna do next? So I believe that, you know, from the time that I was taking a break and, you know, trying to measure what I'm supposed to do next, I was being prepared, you know, for this role.
Mhm.
And, you know, my previous job was not easy as well. You know, I was working like 50 hours a week sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, so it prepared me for a fast-paced work environment, which is kind of the peds where I'm working at right now. It's very fast-paced. You know, we say you gotta put your roller skates on. You know, sometimes when I'm walking really fast in the hallways, one of my coworkers will say, "Dang, Toyosi, you have your roller skates on today," and I'm like, "Yes, because I gotta keep moving. I gotta keep moving.
Yes.
This child needs, you know, this amount of vaccine. This one needs this amount of vaccine." So you're never just, you know, sitting down doing nothing. You're always on your feet and you get to see the patients, their parents, their satisfaction, the fact that they're grateful, and things like that. So this experience that I have right now as a medical assistant has been very, very fulfilling. It really solidified my belief that I am meant to be in this industry. This is where I'm supposed to be. And I believe that, I would get to my goal, if I keep going, if I keep trekking along and pushing. Yes.
So what is your plan for the next 5 years?
See, you never know what will happen. But
yeah,
my plan for the next 5 years, although I love working as a medical assistant, um, like I said, I still have my goal to become a medical professional, yeah, a medical practitioner. So my plan involves me getting to medical school, God willing, and then finishing that, with flying colors and getting matched to a practice that I truly, truly desire. Now, whichever practice that is, I don't know yet, since this is my first experience in healthcare itself. I want to explore each part that I can. So right now I'm working in peds. Maybe I'll do that for a little while, and then maybe go to adults, maybe go to OB, and just see each aspect, because I have that opportunity now. I'm not just, it's not like I'm in med school and then I have to start thinking, oh my God, which specialty do I want to be? I actually have the opportunity to explore each specialty that I can be in, and to see how it really is for in the realest part, like the reality, the reality of each specialty, not just what you hear in the news or what you hear from other people, but I actually get to experience this. And so I think it will make me deciding which specialty I want to go into in the future very, very easy, So that's my plan for the next 5 years, just exploring healthcare, seeing how I can contribute to each specialty, seeing which specialty needs what I can offer, needs me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see, you're very young and you have accomplished a lot already. So that you're like an encouragement, I would say, or maybe I don't know what word to use, like a good example for many young Black girls. So, what would be your advice to a young girl that's maybe a little bit confused about what they want to do, or they just don't know which path they should take? Like, being where you are, what you've accomplished so far, even your mindset of trying to explore to make sure that when you actually go to where you want to go, that is not a waste of your time, because that do happen. I've heard people becoming, like, went through the whole stress of becoming a nurse, and then when they actually start working as a nurse, they quit because they don't like it. And people going to medical school and they're like, you know what, I don't think I can do this. So what would you tell a young girl, African, Caucasian, Hispanic, whatever, a young girl like you that is just trying to figure it all out? What would you say to them?
Oh, that's a pressuring question.
But you got it.
Yeah, everyone is different.
Yeah.
Every individual, this might sound corny, might sound cheesy, but every individual has their own path and their own journey to take.
Yes.
My story is going to be different from another young girl's story, right? But one thing that I would like for everyone to keep in mind is, or every young girl, or every young man, but young girls specifically, because that's the target audience, is that comparison, honestly, I heard this from someone, comparison is the killer of destiny. When you start comparing yourself to other people, like your own age, or even younger than you, or even older than you, you might not get to where you are supposed to be because you're too busy, trying to you're racing someone that's not even running the same race as you, you know? And it's
Mhm.
just, it's useless, it's futile. The person you're racing, you don't know when the end of their race is. You know, you don't know if that's it, like they just go to med school and that's it, like you said, or they quit and you're too busy chasing after them. So it's really important to keep a pace, you know, to steady yourself as long as you have a goal. Or even if you don't have a goal, at least like short-term goals that you want to get to. Um, as long as you have that, you can take your time to find ways to get there. And I say ways because sometimes it's not just one way. You know, it's many different paths that you take before you get to your goal. Like I didn't know that after college, after 4 years of college, I would work at Amazon for like a couple of months. You know, I didn't know I would do that, but I did. And then eventually, I got into my manufacturing associate job, and now I'm a certified medical assistant. So it's ways that will get you to where you want to go. So as a younger, I would say take your time, explore. You know, it might cost money, it might cost time. Just take that time, explore to be sure, and have confidence in yourself. And you know, if you're a Christian in God, that you know you will get to where you're supposed to be. Also, make sure you rely on people around you. You know, family, friends, or even strangers online that you can listen to, like indie speaks, you know, to to get knowledge, have resources to push yourself forward to get to your goal. um, Good things, like you know, my mom says, you know, what is good is not usually easy to do. You know, what is actually good for you might not be the easiest thing to do, but as long as you keep going, as long as you keep trying, keep pushing, and trusting, you know, God, like I would say, or just trusting in the people around you, you will get to where you're going. You know, don't give up.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, it's gonna be cheesy. It's gonna sound corny, but you just have to keep in mind that um, failure is not the end. You know, you can just keep going, can keep and keep going. Even though I'm speaking, you know, I have my medical school secondary essays to write. As I'm speaking right now, you know, I have things that I need to do, you know, but I just keep pushing, even though, you know, sometimes it's just really difficult. You just want to give up, you know, you want to just, you know, yeah, you want to give up sometimes, but you have to keep in mind your goal. You have to keep in mind your vision, where you want to be. And yeah, just have to keep pushing.
Mhm.
That's all I can tell you from experience.
Great. Actually, you said good things. That's great. Um, the last thing I wanted to ask you, I think you kind of hinted on it a little bit, but I was gonna ask you what keeps you grounded. Like, how do you keep going? What are your support system? What makes you um like refocus and say, hey, I know it's hard. I know it looks all blurry right now, but there's a light somewhere at the end of the tunnel.
Yes. So what keeps me grounded is not only, you know, God, obviously, but my family, you know, people around me, my parents, my siblings, um, and other people's success stories. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to think about the negatives and, you know, think about what if, but when you watch other people's success stories, it's an indication that, you know, it's possible. It's possible. They got to what they wanted to go. It wasn't easy for them, but they still managed to reach their goal. So it's important to stay motivated and stay encouraged by good news, I would say. Um, and also confidence in yourself. Confidence in yourself. Be confident that you've been equipped with what you need to get to where you're going, you know, to get to your destination. And, you know, other people might see that as being stubborn. You know, why don't you just change your dream? You know, why don't you just do this and that? Why are you taking so much time? You know, why aren't you just why aren't you like, this person and just going forward and reaching the goal like this person did, comparing yourself to other people. But once you stay grounded in yourself, once you are able to kind of, I don't know how to say this, like have a solid foundation within yourself and know, like, be confident in yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
won't be swayed by other people's what ifs or even your
Opinion.
inner mind's what ifs. So yeah.
All right, that is so awesome. The only thing I would add there is that for people that, because we have like foreigners that maybe are here by themselves, or
Mm,
that don't really have families like that. I would say if you're a Christian, find a really, really, really good solid church. You can find family. Family is not only blood. Family
mm-hmm.
is not only blood. You can find your family in church. You can find your family at work. Just it's just, and it doesn't have to be a lot of people. Just that one person that you could always call and say, "Hey, I feel drained today," and that person can tell you, "It's okay. I got you. You're gonna get this done. I will support you however you want me to. However, even if they are somewhere, someone that you can lay your shoulder on." And I like to say this on the channel. Not someone that when you tell your story and they'll be like, "Hey, yeah, what are you, so what are you going to do?" They
Like,
listen to your story, you finish talking. They didn't tell you they don't have help for you. After you finish everything, they're like, "Hey, yeah, wow.
wow.
So how are you gonna do now?" No. Someone that is gonna actually think with you and come up with solutions for you. So
Yes.
that's the only thing I would add. So you see, you got some gems. That was so great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
I am
you.
pretty sure that there is someone out there that is going to love this story, that is going to look at you and say, "Wow, oh my God, she looks just like me. If she can do it, then I can do it."
Yes.
Honestly. So I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking your time out of your busy day, taking some time out to come do this. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much for the opportunity. I was not really expected to be connected with, someone that I can share a story with, so easily. But thank you so much for just listening and for what you're doing for other people as well, for young girls, like you said, or young foreigners that don't have anyone to for them to rely on here. It's really important what you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, we're done now. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, check out Medical Collectibles. Until next time, au revoir. Bye.
Ma jolie, oh ma jolie. Aïe.